Jamie White Law in Okemos. Welcome to the program. Jamie, talk to us about what you feel is the most consequential effect that COVID has had so far on people and businesses.
Well, Deb, thanks for having me, first of all. There's been a mountain of consequences over the course of the last several months, some more challenging than others. The picture that's becoming very clear at this point in time is that if you have resources, those challenges are more navigable. You know, they're easier to deal with. If you don't have resources, especially as of late, we're seeing people are largely being left to fend for themselves. So to your question, the big issue that we see on the horizon is the potential for a catastrophic and historical eviction crisis. Experts are predicting that anywhere between 30 and 40 million people could be displaced over the course of the next 6 to 12 months. It's staggering. It's going to be an enormous challenge, not only for the legal community, but for our society as a whole.
If a landlord serves an eviction notice, how many days does somebody have to respond? Can you get more time? And are there free legal aid organizations that can help?
Those are great questions. What I would tell your listeners is, when possible, try to avoid it going that far. We find that sometimes communicating with the landlord can be helpful. Evicting someone is a process. It costs money, it costs time, and it's not uncommon for landlords to try to work with people. With that said, again, we're facing a very serious situation all across our country, and we expect there to be this volume. So, the first thing that you want to do is respond in some type of way. The laws in Michigan are tough. The general rule is, if you're leasing property and you don't pay, you can be evicted. And there really is not a lot of wiggle room associated with that. There are exceptions, and there are ways to buy a little time. But for the most part, once you get into that situation, it can be very difficult and hard to get out of. There is an organization or an administrative body that I would bring to your listeners' attention, and that is, it can be found on michigan.gov, and it's under the MISHDA template. And it's the Eviction Diversion Program. It just started a few weeks ago. And I'm happy to forward the link to any of your listeners if they want to reach out to me at some point in time and have a need. But basically what it is, $50 million has been allocated, and that money is being utilized to pay landlords who otherwise would evict someone. So until that money runs out, I would encourage people to take advantage of that. Michigan State University also has some good resources at their law school and their housing clinic.